What is up, my friends? I am a few days late on this, but I did want to briefly go over the combat achievements, the expansion that they recently announced on the website, as this is some of my favorite content in the game, and I do think that it was long overdue for a little bit of a facelift. I'm not gonna just read this out loud, try to make the video longer or anything. I like these short and sweet, but this middle section here, what they're thinking about doing here is introducing a point system for the combat achievements. So basically, like, they haven't announced any values or anything yet. Let's say like Grandmaster gives you 100, Master would give you 75, Elite 50, and so on and so forth. And then you'd be able to use those combat achievement points to unlock the lower tiers using higher tier points. Personally, I am really not a big fan of that. If they did have a reward shop or something where you could like purchase specific extra rewards other than the tier rewards, I think that would be awesome. Like maybe like recolors or something along those lines. Even like quality of life updates, which they announced a few of those, few of their ideas down below. Obviously, nothing's set in stone, nothing's been pulled. Please vote yes to these. But anyways, I guess I just don't really like the idea of completing tiers using points from higher tiers, and my reason for that is that, well, let me go into why I love the combat achievements so much. There's never been an update in this game that has forced me, personally, to get better as a RuneScape player, more so than the combat achievements. It has you doing all types of combat that, honestly, I probably never would have ever touched in my life. It's just sending you all over the map. It's making you kill pretty much every single boss and even some monsters that aren't bosses, which is just fantastic for growing your skill set and knowledge base as a player. If they did enact this point-based system, you'd be able to skip a lot of those. I mean, eventually, if you did want to like max everything out, be that Zuck Helm boy, you would have to do all the little ones, but like, I feel like you're gonna be robbing some players of that experience and in even like the easy and medium tiers of having to go around the map and trying out all these different bosses, learning different ways to kill each one of those, and that's really going to be limiting on just the player experience and the skill set. One of the funnest things for me was trying out all those new bosses, well, not really new, but new to me bosses, and just having to learn how to kill them, and if you do look at some of the higher tier combat achievements, I don't know what type of scaling they're going to put on it, but there are some Grandmasters and Masters that are just simply not very difficult to complete. What? The other thing that I do really love about the combat achievements is that it does force you to get better as a player. It starts off easy. There's not really anything difficult until you hit like maybe like some of the elite or master tiers, but like if you are a newer player, obviously I went into them already knowing how to do a lot of this stuff, but if you are a newer player, it has a gradual ramp up to the master and grandmaster tasks. So over time, some of the tasks might be difficult to you, but as you learn how to do these different bosses, as you learn new mechanics, as you get better, it's going to be able to ramp you up to being able to do those Grandmaster tasks. I think the way that it is currently designed by completing the tiers is just so good for getting you ramped up to be that pro endgame PVMer. Gonna stop this for just a second. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, makes me very happy. Thank you so much for the support. I'm not saying that this system, at least in the way that I'm explaining it here and the way that it is in my head of unlocking the tiers with points, is necessarily going to rob somebody of that experience. A newer player obviously would, should, and could complete the easy, medium, hard, then elite, etc. But if they do allow you to unlock some of the tiers using Grandmasters or Master achievements, I think that is, it goes against kind of the spirit of this. And I know what you're thinking, Grandmaster tests, they're all super crazy. They're not. There are some that are the hardest possible things that you could ever think of doing in the game, except for like no pillar or like solo TOB. But there are some that are pretty easy to complete, and if they have a huge point value weighting to them, it'd be really easy to knock out a lot of the bottom ones, depending on of course like how they weight all the points. They might be able to do this in a way that makes my argument seem stupid, But yeah, let's take a look at those. I'll show you a few that I think are just like piss easy. Here we are at the Grandmaster Combat Achievements, and I know there are some that are extremely difficult on there. You got Perfect Theater, you got the No Prayer, Fight Caves, you got all the Inferno ones. These are very difficult. And you're going to find more examples down in the Master and Elite tier, but I did want to just point out a couple Grandmasters that would be absolutely free, and if they high weight these, they would allow you to completely bypass easy, medium, and hard. You got Chambers of Zarek just doing 150. Chambers, not really difficult, just takes a large amount of time, so maybe that's not a great example. But you got the God Wars Dungeon ones, like 20 Krills in one trip. 15 Bandos in one trip. Those aren't too bad, but what I was really thinking of when I started this was the next ones. These next ones are absolutely free. Kill next while a player is coughing. If you do next in a mass, your team is going to be so dog shit that you're probably just going to get this one regardless. It's completely free, and if your team is somehow able to avoid coughing the entire round, you yourself can make sure that they are coughing the entire round and just rag them consistently throughout one kill. They'll hate you. They probably won't even know that it's you, but yeah, have at it. Perfect Next isn't too bad, and I'm sure if you look through this, the Master and the Elite tier, you're going to find a ton that you don't think are that bad either. Next up, enough complaining about the way that it was, because they are offering us some new rewards, and that is greatly appreciated. Before, basically the only rewards you would get from the combat achievements is being able to say that you did complete them, and I do think that that is enough. I would get asked in the clan chat so often where it's just like, so, like, what do you get for that? It's like, well, that message in the clan chat that you are reacting to right now, that's what I got for that. And honestly, that was enough for me to try to continue going for it. I mean, just look at the Zuck helm. Whenever I see somebody walk past with that Zuck helm, I can like smell them through the screen, and they're just the biggest Chad in the world. Man, I can't wait to get one of those if I can ever get one of those. But if they are going to offer us some more rewards, that is fantastic. The first one up that they're proposing here is the Like a Boss bonus. This means the boss tasks from Slayer, and not just like Kraken, Hellhound, stuff like that you can do a boss variants. The ones that specifically assign you a boss, which could be those other bosses, but it could also be other bosses like Bandos and Zulrah. Right now, looks like they were a little bit lackluster. They were nice still, don't get me wrong, and it was fun to confuse people in the clan chat with boss cases or assignments that are higher than they thought were possible, and then having them be like, the fuck? But anyways, yeah, up to 55 for Elite and up to 65 for Grandmaster. That is sick. If you got a Bandos task on that, that would be, oh, that'd be so nice. I'm dry on them. I'm not really dry yet, but I would like the Bandos bet. But yeah, this would be good for any boss. It'll just speed it up. You got 15% more accuracy, 15% more damage, which equals a certain amount of more DPS, which I can't complain about. The bigger one for me personally was the God Wars Dungeon entry fee. I personally have Elite done, and it was kind of annoying just being like, oh, I have Elite done, and I still have to get like 36 as like 4 off. It's kind of not good. But anyways, I mean, it's better than nothing. 1 is more than 0. So I feel weird complaining about that, and it is just Elite. There's like only 2 difficult tasks in Elite. But this proposal, it's good. Elite, you'd have 32. It's almost a quarter down from the regular 40, and Master just 25, and then Grandmaster 15. That would be beautiful for farming out a lot of those boss pets near the end game. The section after that, I just skipped past it because it just tells you what each tier currently has. Go look it up if you like don't already know. It's pretty much nothing. You get a tiny EXP lamp, you get a helm upgrade. There's a few things that we talked about in the section above. But here's what they're proposing for some more goodies. Easy tier reward, you get 100% more warrior tokens, an additional point for pest control. I personally don't see the Warriors Guild thing being that great for this. I feel most players who are going for even the easy tier probably already have their Dragon Defender. If not, this might incentivize players more earlier on to get those the easy tier done so they can have a better defender grind. My last defender grind took 8 hours, so I totally get it. And that additional point for pest control is beautiful. I hate pest control, so that's going to be helping everybody out to complete that log. I have 2 log slots left there, so bring it on. Give me all those extra pest control points. Love it. Medium tier, it would be the same as the easy tier. You get more warrior tokens and 2 for the pest control. Once again, love the pest control. Medium, I feel like with medium, you definitely already have the dragon defender, so this reward, I feel scrap that and think of something a little bit better to put that with. Maybe double the amount of points you get at Mage Training Arena, or 20x the points you get at Mage or Training Arena. And an additional medium tier, you'll no longer be affected by prayer drain at Barrows with the Gommel's Hilt equipped. So a lot of people in my clan chat were actually complaining about this, like, oh, easy scape. I disagree. I think this is a good one. Maybe put it up to hard, maybe not. I don't know. I guess you have to complete all the Barrows tests to get the medium tier, and you're probably already like fairly endgame. At the point that I am when I do Barrows, pretty much just do Barrows on tasks for collection log slots, and the prayer drain doesn't affect me. All the bosses that I want to use prayer against, I get it all off in that first inventory. Or not first inventory, first refill of prayer, do the Barrows, get the chest, teleport to my house, refill, teleport right back to Barrows with the portal in my house, and then we're full prayer again. So honestly, the prayer drain effect, this will basically just allow you to like camp piety in the caves or something, or I don't really know. It's not really that big of an effect at all unless you're like fairly early game. So I do think like completing the medium tier or maybe the hard tier, this would be very nice for that level of player if you're completing these easy on or early on. And you do have to wear the Gommel's Hilt, so you are taking away either your ability to do this with a blowpipe on or with any other one-handed weapon, and it does take away your defender. On to the hard tier. We're getting a little spicy. 3 more points for pest control. Thank you very much. Please, Jagex, listen to my Mage Training Arena idea. I'm gonna say that in every single one of these. Just please, for the love of God, speed that goddamn minigame up. And another one, imbuing items at Nightmare Zone or Soul Wars would be 50% cheaper. I feel by the time you complete hard, some of the hard tier ones are like fairly high level requirements. If you go and look at them, I'm not going to pull them up now, but some of them are like fairly high level. And I do think that you probably have most of your imbues done at this point. Maybe not all of them. I don't think this is totally unfair. This is another one that my clan chat was complaining quite a bit about. Oh man, just had a fit of sneezing. You guys ever have that where you just can't stop sneezing? Unbelievable. Anyways, we're on to the elite. We're getting high up there. Elite's where I think the actual first difficult tasks come in. Completing Fasanis and not wanting to off yourself is quite the feat, if I'm being honest with you, especially with running back and forth all the time. Not hating on Fasani. Great content, terrible run. Anyways, NPC Contact spell is now 2 cycles faster to cast. Kind of a weird one to throw in here. For like NPC Contact takes forever, and I don't really know why. Speeding it up is good, but I feel like they should just speed it up in general without like locking it behind something. Just make it like instant. Kind of weird to do it for this, especially I don't know how it fits in with the combat achievements. I know the meta like 5 to 10 years ago was to use NPC Contact for Slayer, but now with the Karamja gloves, you can just teleport directly to Duradel. I don't see really the reason for you to be on Lunars during Slayer. It'd be much better to either have a Thrall or you're like barraging tasks. So like, what are you gonna do? Go back to the bank and pull out your Mage Cape to switch over to Lunars to like get the runes out to do NPC Contact to change your task? No, you're just gonna go to your bank, withdraw your Karamja gloves, and teleport directly to Duradel to get the new task. Yeah, that one falls flat for me. Superior Slayer monsters, 150, 25%. That's cool. That is cool. It's not overpowered. I think the 25% is balanced. I would be willing to see a 50% just to get those collection log slots out of the way. Master tier. This is where the tasks get seriously spicy. You basically have to be able to no prep challenge mode raids. You have to do perfect Theater of Blood minus the whole perfect Theater of Blood. The master tests are very difficult. A lot of them. There are a lot of them that are very easy, but this is where they get extremely difficult and they become a serious grind. Summon Thralls 50% longer. Cool. Yeah, that's just cool. That's not like super game breaking, but that's just a very good quality of life. I forget to summon thralls every time I have them, so that's 50% longer my thrall is out, and then I'll completely forget to summon it again. So that's 50% more DPS on your thralls. You'll receive a new blessing, 5% chance to not consume charges. Not a big chance, so I can't see anybody screaming about this being OP. And yeah, that's super nice. Every time I use the scythe, it's probably in like TOB or something where I already have arrows equipped for the twisted bow. So it's not really going to help there, but maybe if you're grinding out like pets for Cerberus or the Smoke Devil, that would be really nice that you can just smash them with the scythe and you'll have a 5% money save on that. Vernic Defender can now be combined with Gamal's Hilt, swanky new cosmetic upgrade. I'm gonna hold my tongue on that one till we see what the upgrade looks like, but I like the idea for a little bit more flex for the master tier. And the Zuckhelm tier. Grandmasters, extremely difficult, some of the hardest challenges in the game. Some thralls 100% longer, beautiful. NPC contact, why are you still doing this? Ridiculous, get rid of that. Mage Training Arena idea. Anybody else have any other ideas? Please let me know in the comments section below. I could probably spend some time to think about it, but I'm getting this video out late, so I'm kind of rushing it a little bit here. Not going to think of too many. And the Vernic can be combined. Even more flex. Zuckhelm is the flex of all flexes in the game right now. So yeah, having even more flex for the hardest collection of achievements in the game, fine by me. Even this one, even if it doesn't look good, I'm all for it just for being able to lord it over other players. Last but not least, Jagex is soliciting our response on these, and I looked on Reddit. There are a lot of responses. A lot of people do agree with the NPC contact thing. A lot of them were talking about the using it for Slayer. As somebody with a few accounts with over 99 Slayer, you really stop using that fairly early on. That was more of like a 2013, 2014 strategy. And anyways, TOA achievements coming soon, so gear up, get ready for that. And they're gonna strip me of my elite. Anyways, please let me know what you thought in the comments section below. What ideas do you have? What would you personally, if you had a magic wand, add to each of these tiers? Don't forget to like the video, please subscribe, and I will see you next time.